Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast for your Wednesday. Couple days of the weekend. Excited. It's Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, too. A lot of people are going to have off on Monday.
The Ralston's going to tear it up?
I don't know. There's nothing on the schedule right now. I don't know where the weekend will take us. We haven't yet gotten into our discussion. Typically on a Wednesday. That's why I like Wednesday, because we start to banter back and forth about what the possibilities might be.
So Wednesday's not your least favorite day of the week. Did we talk about this? Is it Tuesday? I hate Tuesday's my least favorite day.
I think mine goes Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday.
You hate Mondays.
Well, you're talking about least favorite. There's not a day that I don't hate. Any day that I'm alive and breathing and living,
You're right.
I'm loving it. But if you had to rank them as far as how much you like them, I wouldn't put it in a hate category. But
it's jarring.
Yeah, it's just it's a lot because it to get back into the groove, and I think that a lot of people are that way. I've even read that on productivity, that you usually hit your mark back on Wednesday, and you do well Wednesday, Thursday. There's basically 2 days out of the week where most humans are really truly productive. It takes 2 days to get into it, 2 days to be productive, and then the third day on Friday, you're dialed out because you're ready for the weekend.
That's why my boy's glowing. It's Wednesday. He's marinating into the week, and he's glowing.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm glowing.
Right?
Yeah, he's so glow.
Come on.
Yeah.
Get on this Kevin train.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've been on the Kevin train.
Yes.
I've been on the Kevin train for a while.
Yeah, she's been running. She's like, when's this thing stop?
No, I love it. It's a peaceful train.
Okay,
Great view.
Yeah, just saunters.
I love
Saunters along. Okay, we got a bunch of emails to get to here today for a lot of things that we had talked about, including one from a makeup or breakup, a girl that is dating a guy, been out of prison for 4 years. He had spent 10 in the pen for drug trafficking, and now he has a very successful business where he does car detailing. He detailed her car. When she got back in, she found a gun in the center console and said, hey, assume this is yours. He explained that because he has a mainly cash business, that sometimes people try to hold up the guy detailing their car. And so he said, I need that for protection to make sure that doesn't happen. And he does carry it other times because, it's Florida, man.
Sure.
Squirrely place.
I can imagine if those guys, if people know you have a bunch of cash, anybody should be scared of that.
Yes.
You don't want anybody knowing you got a bunch of cash and you're just vacuuming cars. That's a very easy target.
The big question that she had was, okay, she didn't know how she felt. She's not big into guns. It made her a little bit nervous. So she didn't love that. The second thing about it was she had thought, and she was kind of asking, since he did 10 years, can he even legally carry a gun? And is that just going to bring on other problems that I might have to somehow deal with? So we got an email here from Exzar, who said, you can be a felon and still carry. You have to go to a judge and make a case on getting certain rights reinstated.
Okay.
So there you go.
And you can find out pretty easily, probably, if he had his rights reinstated or not.
Yeah, I would assume so. And I think she just needs to have a further conversation with him. But, there were a lot of thoughts because the question was, is this a makeup or a breakup? What would you do?
He needs to get right with Jesus real quick and start living right and quit dancing on illegal because you don't need this stress.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you said that earlier. I feel like I think you said that earlier
About you could get your
Yeah,
gun
we
rights
covered
back.
that. Yeah, we did.
We did. Yeah, so there is that. I did get a text though. It's possible that it got back to the boyfriend, and I think he would like to explain himself. He said he sent a text. He said, "Ooh, you got called out on the radio. Dump your girlfriend." And he said, "Called on the radio," and they said, "Yeah, KVJ morning radio." He sent me the says, she wrote an email stating that she's been dating this guy who's been out of prison for 4 years. He's an amazing car detailer, but she found a gun that he carries when he's working and is not supposed to have a gun or something like that. And should she break up with him? And they talked about it for like 15 minutes. It's really funny. And he just said, I think I'm the boyfriend in the segment. Can I get my side? There's way more to the story. I have a bunch of clients texting me thinking it's about me. He said, I don't know. I said, is it you? And I said, did your girlfriend find your gun in her car? And he said, I have a very prestigious detailing business, and she didn't find my gun. She found a gun.
She found a gun in her car?
But was it?
Did you put it there?
Yeah, that's because that changes the entire.
It doesn't matter who it belongs to. Whose prints are on the weapon?
If it's not your gun, but you still have it, I don't know if that's good either.
That's even shadier. Now you got somebody else's gun. You holding somebody's gun.
And the serial number underneath it has been scraped off.
I mean, the story gets worse and worse.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, the coincidences are kind of uncanny. And yeah, he was released from prison in 2019. So I don't know. It sounds like there's three things matching up: the date.
Well, go ask your girl.
Gun.
If your girl wrote us this letter, then yes, that's you.
And the detailing, yeah.
And you got to fix your home life.
Yeah, ask, because look, it may not even be you we're talking about.
It may not be. I mean, it is odd that
all
those
this
three things
lines
would
up.
line up, but it is possible. It could possibly not be you.
And
Ask your woman.
I could be wrong too. I thought in the email, and again, I could be wrong. I thought he was on probation, and I thought she said it was his gun.
She said it was his gun. He admitted that he carried because of the business that he's in. Don't think the probation was there. I don't remember that. He'd been out for 4 years, and I'm not sure he's still on probation.
Okay.
So I don't think that was in the email. That part I don't remember.
So thank you for correcting me, because I was wrong.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not putting him right on. I don't look. I don't think everybody knows it's you. I'm very sensitive about people exposing too much of themselves. I think some people are like, yeah, I want to defend myself. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it
Go
goes.
talk to your girl first.
Yeah, I think so.
And then if you still want to come on and say your side, absolutely. But we don't want you to blow up your spot if it's not you.
Yeah, we here on the show know you can ruin your life by saying things on the radio.
Trust us.
Yeah.
We've done it to ourselves.
Got the scars, bro.
So I try to protect people from what they don't realize about doing radio.
If it's you and maybe you and her want to come on and talk about it, we'll work through it with you. But just talk to her first.
Yeah, exactly. It could get a lot messier when it doesn't need to.
The guy with the guns. You fuckers talking about me?
And then his probation officers listening.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So we'll find out what's going on with that. Michael sent an email. He said you guys were talking about Bonnaroo. And the band names bit today was hilarious. I wanted to share some that I personally know and that Kevin and Jaybird may possibly not hate if you listen to them. What was that one band? It was Diarrhea Shower or something like that? What was the name of that band?
Yeah, it was...
Diarrhea something.
Yeah, it was some of the names. Because I was going through it yesterday because it got my attention because I saw the Foo Fighters are going to be one of the headliners, and I just so happened to look. I'm like, where is Manchester, Tennessee? And it's between Chattanooga and Nashville.
Oh.
And my son, Colin, my oldest son, he's my music buddy. Like, we listen to the same kind of music for the most part. I don't know that he's a Foo Fighters guy, but the Killers and a lot of alternative bands like that we're both big on, and nobody else in our family is like that. So that's one of the ways that we connect. I'm like, that would be really cool if we went and checked this out.
Diarrhea Planet.
Diarrhea Planet. Okay.
They look peaceful AF. They look like a bunch of hippies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to check them out after the show.
Okay.
I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, so we're looking at some of the names of bands that they had there. And yeah, people I think were saying that they're actually a peaceful band, which you wouldn't expect from somebody called Diarrhea Planet. But then I was just looking at some of the other names that they had if you went to Bonnaroo. And I was like, are these bands serious? Are they any good? There was Young Gravy. There was
You've talked about
Dirt
Young Gravy
Monkey.
before.
Yeah, and I think some people are like, yeah, he's really good. Liquid Stranger was one. And Rainbow Kitten Surprise, I know, they're actually really good. I think they played Sunfest
Yeah, I think you're right.
last year or the year before.
That's
yeah.
an awesome name.
It is Rainbow Kitten Surprise, and they're a solid band, too, on top of it. So he said, here's some other band names maybe you don't know, and if you want, maybe go check them out and listen to them. There's Alabama Thunder Pussy.
Whoa.
There's King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. There's Austrian Death Machine, a thrash band with a guy who sounds exactly like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That sounds awful.
And all his songs are titled famous movie lines.
Okay, I definitely have to check that out.
Austrian Death Machine. And then there's Test Icicles.
Oh, it's
See what they
clever.
did
A
there?
little play
See what
on
they did there?
words.
Oh,
Look at
like
that.
testicles.
Test Icicles.
Quite clever.
I love it.
KJ, a little insider information on Bonnaroo. Somebody in the chat earlier had said, yeah, it's just a 10-hour drive. And I think that's probably about right because my son had done it. I assume he went through Manchester on his way because I think he drove up, from when he's here for Christmas and then went up.
Yeah, I can get all the way up to Bowling Green in like 12 hours.
Damn.
So,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, it's just shy of that.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be far. Said, yeah, I've been to Bonnaroo 3 times. I wanted to weigh in. It's a really great festival, but you may want to consider day passes for the first time. I would do that. Yeah, I would just go on the Foo Fighters day. I'm not down for 3 days.
3 days is a lot.
No, yeah.
I did Jazz Fest for 2 days, and I was flipping exhausted.
After the third day where you get on the plane going, go, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
I almost couldn't fly. I was so hammered.
Oh, wow.
Nobody's shocked.
No.
All day Saturday at the festival, all day Sunday at the festival, and then the flight is Sunday night. Yeah, I almost
You put in some time, huh?
I almost wasn't allowed on the plane.
You're doing your own jazz concert.
KJ said you may want to consider doing VIP. It is much bigger than Tortuga or Sunfest.
Whoa.
The headliner acts are the only band playing at the time they go on, unlike the rest of the festival. And without VIP or getting to the stage hours early to get in line for the pit, you will not be anywhere near the stage. So they were there in 2019 for Cardi B, who was on one of the smaller stages. There are other artists playing at this time. And also there's a shuttle that runs back and forth from Nashville every day, but it's over an hour drive. So you want to factor that into your decision as well. It's actually a camping festival. You could camp, but it's not always great. Porta potties are disgusting.
Ugh.
Yee. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sounds awesome, but there's so many logistics that it's going to be tough.
See, the camping would be fun if you had a nice area to camp at. But if you're, you've got poop and just,
Yeah.
angry drunks
If I had
right
a nice
next to you.
if I had a nice RV with a bathroom,
yeah, I mean, if you
That
do
would
an
be the only way.
RV, that is the way. It
That
really
is
the way to
But
do
you just
it.
have to set it up ahead of time that you have like a parking spot and
Yeah.
a place to hook up. And
I'll look into it, see how hard it is to do that, because the only chance I have of getting the Queen, it would be something where we probably have to have the RV. Colin and I would actually go into the thing because she'd have no interest in doing that.
Would you drive it or would the Queen drive it?
She drive. I probably both, but she took an RV one time from here to Virginia Tech,
She's
and,
not
and
scared.
back, and she drove the entire way.
she's not scared.
No, she's not. She got big trucker energy.
You guys would have fun doing that. If you legit
so
got
too,
into
yeah.
a fun RV
Right.
or and you went to a fun little festival or
Colin could
big
drive
festival.
down from Nashville. We meet him there, and then we could head back up to Nashville with the RV right after. Because somebody had sent me, there's a cool campground right on a lake just outside of Nashville.
Oh.
I remember last year.
That's what I'm talking about.
Be right around my birthday, middle of June, so be warm.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
It does sound great.
It'll fall apart by this weekend. But
Oh,
It's all right, though, baby. At least we had this conversation.
yeah. There was one thing I saw that was kind of funny for concerts coming up this weekend. 2 bands that I grew up listening to. Now, I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music. If you don't know what that is, that's basically just contemporary stuff that's not religious.
it's the devil's horn.
Yeah.
Even a Barry Manilow you weren't allowed to listen to?
Let me finish, because everything was off limits except for 2 artists, basically. And that was, maybe 4. There was Kenny Rogers, John Denver,
Okay.
that my parents would listen to. They had the records of. They had the early 4 Seasons. I was allowed to listen to them. And this was anything that wasn't Christian music. Everything else was Sandy Patty and Amy Grant. That was the only things that my parents listened to.
You El Shaddai a lot.
We did that. We did a lot. And the only other 2 was Barry Manilow and Air Supply. And Barry Manilow is playing Florida Live Arena on Friday, and Air Supply is playing the Kravis Center on Sunday.
You get front row tickets to one. What? 'Cause I love both of them just like you. I love them. I love Barry Manilow and I love Air Supply. Who do you go see?
I go deeper on Barry Manilow. I think Air Supply's hits, the 2 or 3 they have, are bigger than Barry Manilow's, but Barry Manilow's got, I go 6, 7, 8 deep with Barry Manilow.
Question: when are you 2 ovulating?
I don't give a shit.
I don't know if
what
it's
you
a
think.
chick thing. I just think it's a you're old as fuck thing.
Air Supply.
You're old and you have a vagina.
She is right, though. Even if this is 1980, this is vagina music. But I'm telling you,
I'm All Out of Love is definitely, that's more vagina music.
Air Supplies, they have massive hits.
I'm
they
not
had a
taking that away from
ton
them.
of hits, y'all.
Yeah, Puss Rock.
Look, Push Rock hit hard back in the day. Push
It
Rock, I
did,
love
yeah.
Push
It
Rock.
had an
Puss
era.
Rock did
Right
have an
around
era.
1980, yeah.
It was big.
Yeah, I think I would go the Barry Manilow. You can do Air Supply and we'll compare notes.
But look, I wouldn't be hating on it if I was front row at Barry Manilow. Even now,
Mandy, come on now.
I drove into work, I think on yesterday, to the song Even Now by Barry
my
Manilow.
gosh, yeah.
Man, that thing hits hard.
No, it doesn't.
Man, it hits hard.
Front row of anything.
There's nothing hard. You can't use the word hard and describe that song.
I'm saying emotionally, Kevin.
Yeah,
It hits
okay.
hard emotionally.
How hard did it hit your pussy?
I mean, my pussy was throbbing.
Anything in the front row, any major big artist in the front row, even if it's something you don't like, is a fun experience. Case in point, I went and saw Jethro Tull. And that is a flute rock is
Oh,
not my
gosh,
cut.
yeah.
But I gotta tell you, that son of a bitch was fascinating to watch. Anything that's a major production with a big artist in the front row is gonna be fascinating because I like to see how the whole thing works. And that son of a bitch can certainly blow the flute like nobody.
Look, I was pretty pissed off. My dad took me to the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, but we had front row tickets, or maybe second row. You could see everything. I kind of like Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Yeah.
After seeing it,
Being that close is so cool, and it doesn't matter who the band is. You really do have an amazing experience up there.
How much do you think you pay for the closest section of the stage for Barry Manilow?
Uh-oh.
How much is a ticket?
Now, the Cougs and the Mountain Lions are going to be paying top dollar.
Barry Manilow he's one of those artists that I know a lot of people make fun of, but he's up there. He's considered. His tickets are going to be a lot of money, man. I'm telling you, they're not going to be cheap.
What's your guess?
Show me $900 a ticket.
No,
Okay.
it's going to be more than that. Show me 1,500.
400.
What?
Yeah. 400, closest section of the stage.
That's not bad.
Starting there, what they have, yeah.
That is not bad,
That's
Jay
not bad at all.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you how
Out of touch I
out
am.
of touch we are.
I'm the most outgoing. 1,500, Kev. Barry Manilow rocks.
It's got to be a whole row of just wheelchairs.
I don't know.
They probably do sell out the handicap seating.
You don't think there's anybody under the age of 25 that is just so jacked to be going to
They
Air
wouldn't
Supply?
be jacked. They may know about it because grandma or grandpa listens to it. And yeah, that'd be it. It'd be their grandparents.
There's not someone going, holy shit, it's Air Supply that's under 25.
You might have an anomaly.
There's always an anomaly.
Air Supply more than Barry.
Air Supply had a lot of hits.
They did, yeah.
But so
they're
did
crushing.
Barry, though. Barry had a shit ton of hits, man.
There ain't nobody under 25 enjoying Barry.
Y'all, I'm telling you, give it a chance. Barry's songs hit hard emotionally.
Hit him right in the pussy.
Yeah.
Right in my
Bam.
throbbing V.
Right in the clam.
Right in my clit.
Yep. I got an email from Michelle in Plantation. She was talking a bit, breaking down what it's like if you have a kid that wants to be a star. Rocco wanted to audition for Disney, and it sounded like it was a scam. And she said, yeah, I had done a trip one time where we had done one of those auditions. My daughter did some skits, was chosen to fly to L.A. We paid for everything, flight, hotel from Lauderdale to the Biltmore Hotel for 10 days.
10 days?
Yeah, every day is a different activity that the kids had to take place in. Bottom line, they chose a handful of kids out of hundreds. It was such a waste of money and time. Stay away from these scams. There's several reputable agencies in Florida, and they usually start off by signing your child in exclusivity, which means they'll have their headshot in a database. So start with that. There are basically two agencies that you'd want to use here in South Florida. One is Sandra. Sandra's the agent. She's with Select Miami Talents in Miami Beach. And she said Karen Greer Models in Davie.
Yeah, I think Magnolia back in the day went through Karen Greer.
Okay. And she said, watch out for the headshots too. She said, Michelle said, I'm now in the headshot business because it was such a scam with such poor quality that I wound up just doing it myself and made it a business. Right now, offer higher quality, better price.
Yeah, I mean, Rocco's dad's a photographer, so we can get that taken care of. Oh, I can't imagine you fly out to LA and you do a 10-day like thing where they just make it like a camp for your kid every day, and at the end of it, they don't pick 90% of the kids.
Welcome to Hollywood, kid. It's a tough road.
Damn.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's probably exactly what Rocco signed up for last night. I can totally see that playing out like that.
Sure. Yeah, that could be it. So who knows? That's probably what we're talking about. Well, Marcy, not the old drunk texting Marcy, said that LOL when Bird was shocked that women don't touch their clams when and after peeing. My recent 4-year-old asked me what was funny, and I said, oh, it's just Jaybird being silly. Then I just asked her about it. This is coming from a female who has only used the potty for a year and a half and calls her private parts agina, short for vagina. I said, do you touch your gina when you pee? She looked at me like I was a godforsaken moron and said, no. I then asked, well, what touches your gina? With a WTF look on her face, she answered, toilet paper. So, yeah, just to let you know, yeah, women do not touch their gina.
I didn't explain myself very well.
Okay.
He got excited because we were talking about touching ginas.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, we talk a lot about vaginas, especially of late.
I think you always bring it up, though.
I didn't mean to silence the room. I mean,
I was just thinking, I was trying to figure out who brings it up more. I mean, you do bring it up a lot, but I'm right there with you.
I don't bring it up all the time. I will take half of the. Kevin never brings up the female
Not
form
really, no.
usually.
He'll take the left
Never
lip.
seen one.
I'll take the right lip.
I'll take. Look,
We're 50-50.
Okay.
I love southpaws. I love the lefties. The left side.
What?
Never nothing. Never. Just stop talking, Bird. Again, I'm confusing everything.
Well, he gets all excited when he's talking about vaginas.
Yeah,
and
just
then
goes everywhere.
The shit he said don't make no sense. Because he's not thinking about what he's saying. He's thinking about a vagina.
Is vagina the unsexiest name for the private part?
No.
Okay, it's not the sexiest name though.
No,
It's too clinical.
it is.
Moose knuckle.
That's not. If you told Panda, hey Panda, you want to get some of this moose knuckle?
What if
No,
you
the
said,
worst
What if you said, "Hey, Panda, come over here and slobber on my moose knuckle"?
He'd be into it.
Oh, okay.
Can you record?
Yes.
I want you to say, "Panda, come over here and slobber on my moose knuckle."
Absolutely.
And I want to hear how he responds.
You can't be silly. You got to try to be sexy.
Yes, try to say that in the sexiest way you can. Panda, get your ass over here and slobber on my moose knuckle.
I love when you try to be sexy. It's my favorite.
Pan, come on over here, big guy.
Open up, sweet
Slobber
panda.
on my moose knuckle.
Open up, sweet panda.
The worst name for the female body part down there.
We're talking if you're in the moment of
Yes.
sex.
Mud flap.
No, I got one worse. Technically, mud flaps are just the lips. That's not the whole
But it's just the
encompassing.
vision of it.
I knew a person that used to call it piss flaps, which is also kind
Piss
of
flaps is worse than mud flaps. Piss is
Yeah.
worse than mud.
It is. It is.
Yeah, piss flaps are terrible.
quite disgusting.
I've still got a worse
All
one.
right, let's hear
Okay.
it.
Gash. Gash to me is like the worst.
Gash? I don't know. Does gash? I'm just trying to think of some.
Piss flaps rank 1.
Yeah, because if, hey Jaybird, eat out my piss flaps. I'm like, I'd be so grossed out. If someone said, Jaybird, eat out my gash, I might.
Okay.
All right, I can battle.
I got an axe.
Battle.
Got an axe.
What about this? Does Panda laugh or does he get turned on if you go, hey Pan, will you eat my coochie? Is coochie sexy or is it?
I think he would still be into that.
Okay, he's not. That doesn't make. He doesn't bust out laughing with coochie.
No, if I said piss flaps, he might laugh. I think if I said gash, he would just be like, "Whoa."
Does gash? Does that throw you off? Is that the most revolting
No,
one?
I mean it's kind of like got an exclamation point at the end of it. But it's as far as talking about what is repulsive. Piss flaps is number 1.
Where do you stand with twat?
It's just it is what it is.
Yeah, it's
It
kinda
is what it
benign.
is. Yeah. Michael said, "What about stench trench?"
Oh my gosh,
That's a good one.
that's so gnarly.
I mean, Michael bringing the heat.
Yeah, that's what the stench trench is. It's a bunch of heat.
Yeah. So there is some really bad terms for it. Got another email from Carol. She is starting herself her own dinosaur garden. It looks like the ones that you already have, Bird.
Oh, those are the ones I do have.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I know her? Did I meet her at the Rust Market? Did she buy them at the Rust Market as well?
She said, "P.S. I did not meet you at the Rust Market."
Is that the basic bitch dinosaur starter kit that everybody gets when they start a dinosaur garden?
Yeah.
Whoa, all right. Stop acting like such a gash.
Gash for life.
No, they are. I'm not the only one that have them dinosaurs. Some guy makes them out in Mexico. That's what I've been told anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're imported.
I don't know, dog. I was always trying to make everything sound cooler than what it is.
Monica for Weird World Record Wednesday today. She said you guys had sang Soup There It Is when Jaber did so well on his world record attempt with Soup. And if he just could have brought the socks one home, you could have sang Jay will sock you.
Oh, yeah. We were close. We were doing We Will Sock You, but Jay will sock you.
Yeah, I got a cut on my wrist right there.
He radios hard.
Did someone try to crucify you?
Doug, I got a Jesus wound. Oh my God.
Are you getting the wounds of the stigmata?
Dude, my hamstring went out. Nothing gave really. I just kind of fell right into it as if someone powerbombed me through the bar over here.
Look at you building up to Lent authentically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Fucking sore.
You got a hand sore.
I do.
We were talking yesterday about that movie Megan that did so well at the box office over the weekend. And Ashley said, I'm in the middle of watching the movie, and I was wanting to know if you think that one of these characters who plays a technical assistant in the movie looks eerily like producer Denny's.
Oh, let's see.
Because when I first looked, I thought, kind of does look like him. If you're watching KVJ TV.
I don't see it.
No.
He's a little bit older.
She said Denny's is way better looking, though.
Yeah.
If that guy was like, if he was in the dark and I had to squint a little bit, I go, all right, it could be Denny's, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, not buying it.
There's a lot of people that do look like Denny's, though.
Yeah, he's got that look.
A lot of people look like Kevin too, though. A lot of people look like Kevin. Not a lot of Virginians out there.
I met one time. I was in the French Quarter drinking with a group of buddies, and there was this bartender at Molly's who not only looked like me, she sounded like me. It was fucking wild. I have never in my life hung out with a doppelganger, but this day I did.
She sounded like a raspy pirate too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Bitch was raspy, salty, crazy.
My gosh.
It
all
was
those
so
things,
much
huh?
fun. I was like in heaven.
Have you ever came face to face with a Kevin Ralston doppelganger?
No, not that I recall. Where I walked into somebody like, oh my gosh, you look just like me. Yeah, it's never happened.
It is the wildest thing ever. And then everybody in my group was, because they noticed it before I did, and then they were making her say things and make me say things. We sounded the same. It was wild. It blew my mind. I wonder where that girl is today. I should have stayed in touch with her.
We went to a church garage sale, and I got out of the car, and I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, and this other teenager, probably 18 years old, gets out of another car, and we both start looking at each other. And I'm looking at him, he's looking at me. Now, he's a good 10, 12 years older than me, whatever. And my mom and Ann almost at the same time go, that kid looks just like you, Jay Bird. And I go, yeah, he does. And he was looking at me, and then a car drove by, and then he was just gone. It was weird.
The car hit him?
Maybe it's like Back to the... Was it Back to the Future and that was future you?
I told. Did he get back in a fucking time traveler car? It was weird. It was weird. My mom and Ann said something. A car drove by, and then we lost him in the crowd and couldn't see him.
It sounds like a scene from a movie.
It was. I know. I swear I'm not making it up.
Dang.
You always got out to me.
No, your story was cool. Your story was cool.
Let me see some other emails that we got here. Renee said, I had a weird, uncomfortable thing happen the other day. I want to get your opinion about it. My cousin recently moved to town, and we both have 21-year-old sons. While I was at her house, I was sitting in her room having a conversation with her and her 21-year-old son, and all of a sudden, my cousin got completely naked in front of me and her son.
What?
Just so she could change into her pajamas. And she took her time. She's walking around the room totally naked, looking for lotioning her legs, and then she finally got dressed, all while her son is right there, obviously seeing everything his mom has to offer.
That's weird.
I was
No.
totally taken off guard. I got a son the same age, and I would never let him see me naked like that. Let me also add that my cousin is very attractive and knows it. She's the type of girl that loves any and all attention and will dress and act in certain ways to get extra attention. It felt so wrong to see her acting like that in front of her son. What do you guys think?
It sounds like the beginning of a porn. Mm-hmm. Mom's like rubbing herself down with lotion as
going.
her son
Can you
and
slow it down a little bit?
cousin are watching. This is the beginning of some weird, creepy,
She's right.
intermixing family members porn.
There's so much of that that's out there now. It's so prevalent. If you ever go on one of those regular porn sites, just if you're just going on a Pornhub or whatever, it's uncle and stepdaughter, and it's all kind of crazy family stuff. They throw it down your throat.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
So did he.
It's weird.
No, you're right. They're wrong. That's weird. This mom sounds a little desperate and over sexual, and come on, girl.
Yeah.
You don't do that in front of your 21-year-old son and a relative,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
male or female. That's bizarre.
Okay.
But I think Kevin's got a bone piece.
Oh, yeah. Look out. I can't stand up.
Prove it, prove it, prove it.
Renee also said, P.S. I hate KVJ cuts. Make them stop. We have had a discussion about that, and probably in the next couple of weeks, we are going to be making a final decision. But the suggestion that we had came from engineer Keith. It was very good, and that was splitting off and having basically another channel where you would just subscribe to that, and KVJ would be delivered to you in just cuts. And then on what was the old traditional podcast platform, we would have the regular show and the after the show only, and we'd move all the cuts over there. So if you want to listen to the show divided by cuts, so you could jump around all over the place, I think, we have maybe 16 segments a day. You'd probably get a whole bunch of cuts, and then you can listen to the show that way. And
We have 16 regular segues, then we do 9 dirts? We're down to 9 dirts?
2 dirts in there.
Keep talking, Lippy. I'll make all the stories about the Royals.
Oh, please don't. I'm so burned on the fucking Royals. Come on, no.
I gave you balance today.
I'll behave. I promise I'll
I
behave.
gave you a freaking wrestling story, and that's how you thank me.
That was a good wrestling story.
Yeah.
You did.
I know. All my shit's good.
You know in your heart that's a lie.
Whatever. I think I'm killing it.
So maybe by the end of the month, you might see us try that experiment, see if that works. Because there are a lot of people that did like the KVJ cuts. So, in fact, I would say more people have said they liked it than did not. So we want to try to make everybody happy, and that's probably the way we can do it.
Does this work? KVJ cold cuts.
Oh.
Dude, if it was a novelty just around Christmas time.
Some Ralston ham.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Ralston would want turkey because it's less fat. Okay, Ralston turkey, but it's turkey breast.
Okay. I'd go with that.
It's oven roasted. But it has a little spice on it, too. I can see you have a little pepper crust on your turkey.
Someone likes this idea. Okay.
right.
KVJ deli cuts.
KVJ cold cuts.
Or cold cuts. You can do deli cuts, whatever. Cold cuts. I love them.
We got an email from Jonathan. We hadn't heard from him for a while. He's very complimentary on everybody here. Thank you for all those, Jonathan. And he wanted to know any big changes coming or the same old, same old. I don't know if there's any big changes. I mean, some of the content stuff, segments in, out, things like that, changed around a slight bit. We always readjust in the start of a new year. To me, hopefully the biggest 2 things that might possibly start this year, other than, maybe going to the KVJ cuts on the podcast, is doing live shows out that would be streamed with video. So we want to get back to that, going out to play different bars and things along those lines, taking the after the show out there, doing kind of happy hour, little broadcasts all around South Florida. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Love those. I miss those.
Yeah.
We started cranking those, and those were fun.
And then the other thing we're keeping an eye on is doing kind of a KVJ Nation, almost like a club thing where we create a whole bunch of different perks and things like that people would be able to do. Some other shows are doing this in podcasts, and we're kind of keeping an eye on them to see how effective it is. There was some numbers yesterday that I had seen as they are kind of crunching stuff that looked very positive for how people are receptive to it. And so it'd almost be, hey, if you really like KVJ and you want all the different perks, it would be exclusive content. It would be chances to meet up, merchandise, things like that. And we want to keep the value proportion ridiculously higher than the cost. And it wouldn't be a ton. That would be a way that if we did that, we could make the company a little bit of money. And my ultimate goal is to knock down the amount of commercials that they need to run
Here.
around KVJ. So that would be the plan. But you're not going to do that unless you can show them that, hey, what if we did this? And this is a less obtrusive way to make some additional money so the company doesn't lose money. Everybody's all happy. And then ultimately the product's better. So trying to work on that. So those might be some new things coming your way. And there's also the conversation about maybe doing a year-end type of bigger production show that we would do in one place.
There's a lot of talking out there.
Yeah.
Got some ideas cooking in the old pot.
So, what Remy's talking about, and he's asking, would it be a subscription? Basically, it would be for bonus content. And so I think what we would have to do, and the challenge would be, we would be creating a lot of other stuff that you would be able to check out, but some of those extra perks would be behind a affordable prescription, like a $4.99 a month or whatever it might be, $1.99, something like that. So like I said, we want to keep the value proportion way out of control. And it's something where if you didn't subscribe, then you would still get what you're used to with KVJ. But it'd be for the real huge diehards who are like, I can't get enough.
But
if you want more.
If you want Virginia's Crawfish Hour, you're going to have to pay for that kind of gold content.
Yes.
I know you're mocking me, so fuck you, but
Yeah.
I would like to do a crawfish hour, that said.
Mm-hmm. So those are the new things in 2023 that at some point will probably either happen, or will announce that they're not going to happen and why. So those are things we're investigating. Always trying to try new things and hopefully make everything a little bit better for you. Did get an email from Sean, and he said a quick note on the conversation about the hostile chat room that came up the other day. I can see what that person's point was who sent in the email. It's not always entirely welcoming. I've jumped in there a few times and I've asked about the KVJ Nation Facebook page, but I've been told each time to fuck off or that nobody cares. My request to join has been pending for over a year and nobody will approve it. I'm not taking it personally, though. You're all incredible people, and I love what you do. I have to look into that because we did not start the KVJ Nation Facebook page.
That's not ours, no.
Yeah.
I shared something to it. That's funny you bring that up. I shared something to it last night because Facebook allowed an option for there all of a sudden. So I go, yeah, I'll share it to them. But I was looking at that. Yeah, that's not ours.
Yeah, so someone else had started that. I can look into that. I don't know that we have any control or access to that. I'll see if we do.
We might have at one point started that a long time ago, and then it kind of...
We did not start it, but we are admin. I am admin on it. I'm looking at it right now. And I'm so sorry if you wanted to be on it and you haven't been accepted, because it looks like 2,608 people are in it. And I think everybody who wants to be in it should be allowed in it.
No doubt. Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really been managing it.
We haven't.
At all. I mean, it's there, but the last thing that was uploaded was back in 2021. So we haven't really focused on that. We've put predominantly our energy into the real KVJ show Facebook.
But because we're admins on there, people do think we're part of that.
Well, we'll try to get in there and hit accept on.
Yeah, the last thing was
pending.
Crawfish Fest from 2021.
Anything cool happened at that thing?
My sister was fucking drunk.
Sister.
Look at my sister. She's so hammered.
Yes.
She was loving life.
Yeah. So apologies for that. We'll look into it and try to remedy that. But yeah, you would be much better going to the KVJ show Facebook page. That's going to be updated a lot more, and we'll see what's going on. Maybe if we do the KVJ Nation Club thing, we can kind of revive that and give it new life.
Totally. Mm-hmm. And I think it should be Club KVJ. It sounds very fun.
You like that? Kind of like the old
KVJ.
Club MTV?
Yes.
I kind of like rub KVJ.
If people started rubbing you every time you went out, that would get old quick.
It would, because I don't want rubs from everybody. There's some people who would be cool.
About 30% of the people that would want to rub you, you'd be into. But the other one, dudes, I'm telling you, it'd be a lot.
Mm-hmm. And a follow-up on the conversation for the makeup or breakup with the car detailing guy that had the gun that was found by his girlfriend in her car after doing a detail. He did respond. He said, as a convicted felon, I'm not allowed to own or possess a gun, so I have to be careful. But the item that she found did not belong to me. It belongs to one of my customers who came to get it that day. There is, however, a replica airsoft gun in my car. So that's what they got. So I don't know if it's the same guy, but I would just say, and if it is, I think they could have a conversation and hopefully remedy it.
Yeah, that does not sound like the same person.
Yeah, likely not. So there you go. Okay, I think that's about all we got for today. Thank you for all of the amazing emails. You can always send them to us, mail@kvjshow.com. Happy to get to yours coming up tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. See you back here then.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.